We hide the things about ourselves that we deem unacceptable to society. But I say we take a closer look.
So I've been watching a lot of like brutal black pill, just dudes that got the shit end of the stick. I've just been watching them, their videos ranting about how shitty their life is, and I can relate to a certain extent because I mean anybody that's truly observing the world for what it really is, it is a pile of fucking dog shit. And all anybody's really doing is just trying to distract themselves from that reality that we live in a cold, monotonous world. Um, and I think that, no matter what you do, you're not going to change that. And I think that's what the problem is a lot of these guys, especially young people, they think they're going to make a difference and they think they're going to fix this world or, uh, you know, it's just like the same, ideas that people that think, oh, we'll get him in the polls, we're going to vote him out. Or, just anybody that's just delusional about the limits of their own power. And that's that's what I would say is the solution. But I'm not even saying it's a solution. It's the eventual outcome. Like once you start taking in this red pill, black pill, whatever you want to call it, information, you're gonna go through multiple phases. But eventually you're going to get to a point where you just don't give a fuck anymore. Not in a, like, numb, like, defeatist mindset. It's an acceptance of what is, You were born into a shitty reality, and you can't change it. So just enjoy the decline. And that's not something like once you're like when you're young, because they lie to us our whole lives. They tell us you can do whatever you want. God has a plan for you. You have a purpose and all this shit. And that's what fucks us up is we're told all this bullshit. It's not true, dude. Like you don't have a purpose. God does not have a plan for you, and you can't do anything you want. But you're told that your whole childhood, and then when you get out in the real world, you find that out, that none of that's true, that you don't, it's brutal. It's hard to accept, because basically you're realizing that everything you've ever believed in is fucking bullshit. And it takes time to deconstruct that fundamental lie that you've been building your life upon. But the good news is that, you can do it. You can reconstruct your expectations based off reality. You can do that. It's not going to be painless, but you can do it. It can be done. And it is a process. It's like, what is it? Like, I think coal turns into diamonds through pressure. I mean, this is you got to go through this ego-destroying, soul-crushing valley of death to really find peace in the chaos and bullshit. It's gonna suck so much ass, dude. And that's my advice. Like, this is like what I want, like, these young guys to know, is that life is way more difficult than you were ever told that it was. But it's only difficult if you expect it to not be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It really doesn't matter what I say because the rules don't change whether you accept reality or not doesn't change reality. Like, so me as somebody that is basically accepted that we live in a pile of dog shit world doesn't change the fact that I'm still living in this pile of dog shit world with you. The only thing that's different is my attitude towards it. It does still aggravate me to a certain extent, but I'm learning to not let it bother me like it used to. It still does because, you know, to a certain extent, but I quickly realized that, like, I'm getting upset because I'm holding on to old blue pill ideas. And when I realize that, it's all good. But yeah, I'm really, you know, I think the most relevant pop culture mainstream person that put a lot of good information out there for anyone that is living in the modern world today is George Carlin. And I'm sure most people already know who he is, but if you don't know who he is, he's a stand-up comedian, but he was also a misanthrope. He was he understood humans and how people really are. And if you're someone like me that, you know, that's taken the black pill or the red pill, or you've just, you know, without any type of, you know, pill ideology, you've just came to the realization of what this world really is and what people really are. This dude's attitude towards it is probably the best one. And it's also, Aaron Clarey writes a book called Enjoy the Decline. And really, this is what it is, dude. Like, we're told that we live in this fairy tale bullshit world. And now, when you realize that's not true, you now get to watch all the morons that don't know that it's not true. You get to watch them bounce off the walls like a bunch of fucking retards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to... It's entertaining watching these normies cope and bullshit themselves. It's really annoying at first when you're still trying to fix it and think you can make a difference, because they're wrong and they're stupid and they don't know that they're wrong and they're stupid. But once you accept that they can't help it, and they don't, like, they're never gonna not be wrong and stupid, and there's no amount of facts and proof and evidence will ever make them realize how wrong and stupid they are. You get to just watch them. It's like a fucking dumpster fire. It's entertaining to watch. And if you're alive in the world today, you have a ticket to the shit show. And if you're born in America or the West, you get a front row seat to the shit show. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm giving credit to George Carlin because he's the one that came up with that back in like 2008 or some shit. But that's what it is, dude. Like, all these copes and shit, it's all bullshit. Like, you're not going to self-improve yourself into a position where you're going to be able to prosper in a shitty world. Like, even people that are quote-unquote successful, they're not successful, dude. They're trapped in this shitty world just like you are. Who cares if you have the fastest car? But the true peace and happiness in life is to stop playing the game and just watch. Be the observer. Just watch this fucking shit show. Just watch it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to try to fix it. It's not your job to try to fix it. You're just here to watch it. That's all it is. It's not going to change, and it is what it is. The world's a shitty place. It's always been a shitty place. They put a lot of time and effort into making us think that that's not what it is, but that is what it is. I'm telling you, like, anybody that's a truth seeker, if you really get to the bottom of everything, that's what it is, dude. We live in a pointless rat race, prison, shit show, bullshit, corrupt ass, fucking evil species of humans that are just bullshitting themselves and each other for ego boosts and power. That's all that's happening here. It's a bunch of people fucking each other over, bullshitting each other because of greed and pride and ego. And most people, if not all people, operate this way. And when you realize that, you get to watch them all bullshit themselves and play the fucking stupid game, and you don't have to fucking participate anymore. You can just watch them fucking do it. And it's relieving because you don't give a fuck anymore, dude. You don't have to care about fixing it or changing it. Just watch it.